Hey guys and girls, welcome back to Spoon's Whip. I hope that y'all are having a wonderful ARC week. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I wanted to give y'all a pretty good estimate of what the Xbox One X compared to the Xbox One S would do. I saw a couple videos and most of them are still shots, and that really doesn't tell me anything when I went to search for videos of whether I should buy an Xbox One X or keep the S. So I went out on a limb, purchased the X, and I wanted to help people. I'm not trying to convince you to buy an X by any stretch of the imagination. I just know that if you're looking at this channel, you probably play a lot of ARC. The loading time right here is from this moment you press A to the time that it starts up on the X, and it's about 10 seconds faster. If you can't wait 10 seconds, then I guess that's a good thing for you to get an X, but it's only 10 seconds loading time faster than what the S will do. I'll tell you up front, the Xbox One X has a lot better grainy graphics and a lot better visuals than what the S does. Is it worth $200 more? That's a decision that you're going to have to make on your own. I really can't tell you whether that's going to be an excellent purchase for you or not. I had the means to buy it. I had someone to give the S to, so it was really pretty much a no-brainer. Right here you can see the same rock. This is the same rock here, and the graphical difference between the two is just, it's night and day, to be honest with you. And the shots that they had when I watched the playthrough for the Xbox One S compared to the X for ARC, that short little video that they did it like where it was a continuous picture. I wanted to do it where you saw the same thing on both sides of the screen, so you can make a full determination of, hey, this is going to be something that's going to be worth it for me. I'm going to tell you straight up, it looks better. Things load a little bit faster than the others do. Is that worth $200 to me? No. The reason why I bought it primarily is because I could give the S to a family member and I could take the X, and I had the means to get it. Does it look a lot better? Yep. Does it load a lot better? Yes. It does still have the stutter effects in it, except they're a little bit less prolific than on the S. When you're flying on a bird and you feel that little stutter and then it starts back up again, that still happens on the X. And when they did their side-by-side, it wasn't even side-by-side comparison, it was a full picture comparison where the picture wasn't on the same on both sides. And when they did that, it really didn't convince me either way to get the game. And plus, they didn't go through anything that required any uptick in the console's usage. What I mean by that, they didn't fly over the snow biome. They didn't go through day and night and dawn and things like that. Going through a base, all that stuff plays into the factors of whether this game's going to load and it's going to look good when you land and when you take off, and the overall comparisons about that. I just wanted to show this to you real quick. You can watch it all the way to the end if you want. It cuts off when I land back at my base, but after that I'm going to show you what it looks like inside my base, where I walk up to animals, so you're able to see the details that you weren't really able to see on the S. I've been playing ARC since it came out. I love the game, but does it make my gaming experience better to get having the X? I would say yeah. It's not like a huge difference, but it does make it. It makes a pretty significant difference to me, just because I like the visuals of the game. It loads faster. The grains on the rocks, grains on the animals, all the neat little details and stuff, you can get a better picture for it on the Xbox X. Whoever came out with the name Xbox One X and have an Xbox One S, it needs to go back to school or something. I think that's the craziest idea, having these two consoles almost sound exactly the same. That it's just crazy. But as you can see, I'm flying towards the castle here, and the one on the left, the Xbox X, I'm just gonna call it X, it's got way more detail in it than what the S does. Do they both get you to the same place? Do they both allow you to play the game? Yeah, they're both gonna allow you. This is strictly a money decision for people, whether they want to throw an extra $300, $200 if you trade it in to get the X, if you're gonna be able to upgrade it. If it's something that you play a lot and you're really keen on the graphical details of a game, then the X is going to do it, and you can afford it. I wouldn't, if I couldn't afford it, or I could barely afford it, I would just save my money and wait. This thing's going to go on a discount, I'm sure. They're not going to keep this thing at $500, I don't believe, because they want to be able to sell it and sell their games. This is a window for them to be able to push higher end games on a much better console, and in my opinion it is a much better console than all the Xboxes before it. The reason why that the X is running, this is daytime, dawn, and I wanted to put a whole bunch of shadows and a whole bunch of different lighting effects so you could see really the difference between the two. It's not as bright, strictly because it's dawn for the Xbox X and it's almost nighttime for the S right now. And I wanted to show you the huge contrast between the two. As you can see, the X is just now waking up. It's got to load all of the shadows. See the water down there in Vikings Bay? I think the X looks a whole lot more realistic. The one S, it just looks like it's filled nothing but let's put a whole lot of pigment in there so they can't see the details of the rocks and things like that, is what it looks like for me. Like I said, here in just a second it's going to cut away to me just going through my base, going up to particular animals, so you can see the graphical difference up close of what your dinosaur will more than likely look at if you got an X. And this is with a fairly big base that's got to load up a whole bunch of things. So I hope that this video really helped you out. I want to do the actual side-by-side comparisons so people can get a more realistic view of what the S will do compared to the X. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to, and I appreciate you being here, and y'all have an absolutely fantastic ARK week. We'll see ya.